Good evening, everyone. This evening, we're going to talk about different situations over one no trump. There are a few different conventions. Some people play them, some don't. But the ones that we have here are of great interest, and I really find them very exciting. I'm just going to put your lesson hands in the chat for you now so you can have a look. And I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to go on to hand number one. Hand number one. Tuesday night, we discussed a convention called garbage stamen. On Tuesday evening, we discussed garbage stamen. And that is when you don't have any points and you're shorting clubs, that you will pass anything that partner bids. So tonight we're going to talk about crawling stamen. Now that really sounds interesting. But you've got to have a partnership agreement, what your responses mean. You see, with garbage stamen, it's very simple. When you bid two clubs and partner bids two diamonds, two hearts, or two spades, you can pass. But when it comes to crawling stamen, it's a completely different situation. So I'm going to go show you the bidding on this hand, and then I'm going to discuss the ramifications of what other bids can mean. One no trump by north, pass by east, and now you have a hand where you're not shorting clubs. You literally have nothing in the hand. But you don't want to play this hand opposite one no trump with nothing in the hand, and you just might hit it off from finding a 4-4 major suit fit. But what happens when you don't find the fit? We call this crawling stamen. We bid two clubs, which for all intensive purposes is asking for a 4-card major. And partner bids two diamonds and says, partner, I do not have a 4-card major. Well, you can't leave two diamonds because you void. So this is where the word crawling stamen comes into effect. When you bid two hearts now after two diamonds, this is not invitational with a 5-card heart suit. Some people play it invitational. I do not play it invitational with a 5-card suit. I would be transferring and making an invitational bid. So when I bid two hearts in this auction, I'm telling my partner that I'm crawling. Partner, I have no diamonds. I either have a singleton or a void, and I want you to know that I'm 4-4 in the majors. So it's going to go pass by west. And because you have 3 spades and not 3 hearts, you must take it to the 4-3 major suit fit. And you'll now go to 2 spades. So let's just go back to this bidding again, because it's really important we understand the difference between invitational over one no trump and crawling stamen. If you've got an invitational hand with a heart suit, you can always transfer first to 2 diamonds. Then when partner bids 2 hearts, you can now bid 2 no trump. That would be invitational. If you want to play in a 5-card suit with very few points, you would bid 2 diamonds, partner will bid 2 hearts, and you'll pass. But when you bid 2 clubs and partner bids 2 diamonds, and now you bid a major, that is called I'm crawling, partner. I'm 4-4 in the majors. I do not have diamonds, and please give me your best major. And that is how we land up playing in a 4-3 major suit fit. Are there any questions on this bidding?
I have a question.
Yes.
How does the opener know that it's a garbage stamen?
Garbage stamen, you pass anything partner bids.
Well, okay, so in this instance, South responds with 2 clubs, but they don't have any points.
That's garbage stamen. So if partner bids 2 diamonds, you would pass. You would pass anything partner bids with garbage stamen.
But so the purpose, you can bid, I missed Tuesday, so garbage statement is when you have
You've
two
got no
4-card
five-card
majors.
major, and you've got a singleton or avoiding clubs. So whatever partner bids, you pass. But now you're not passing. Now you want to tell partner, hey, partner, I have a singleton or a void in diamonds, but I have 4-4 in the majors, and I want you to know I'm crawling along the way in my majors. That's what crawling stamen is.
I guess I have a little problem with how the opener understands what's happening.
The opener must know that you play crawling stamen. It's a convention that you must arrange before you play bridge.
Even so, so you have the understanding, but even so, if the bidding that's unfolded sure looks like an ordinary stamen to me.
It's an ordinary stamen. Things take a different turn. If partner bids 2 diamonds, you'd bid 2 no trump or 3 no trump.
What do you do if you have your 5-4 in the majors?
If you've got 5-4 in the majors in the weekend, I transfer into the 5-card major. I do not stamen ever. I just transfer into the 5-card major.
And pass.
And pass.
I see.
I'm not looking for the 4-4 fit. That's why you can't play both. Either you have that agreement that if you've got 5-4 in the majors, you just transfer in the 5-card major with 0 to 7 points. But you cannot play crawling and that invitational with 5-4 in the majors. You can't do both.
And Linda, I guess it's important to remember here that the responder is the captain. It's not up to the
Always.
opener. It's not up to the opener to understand. It's up to the responder to guide, right?
Right. And when I bid 2 hearts, my partner must know when I sit down to play that I play crawling stamen. So that is a definite crawl. I'm telling you now, I'm 4-4 in the majors, but a very weak hand.
So garbage and crawling stamen are sort of like brother and sister. Just depends on whether you have no clubs or no diamonds.
In the fact that you can pass anything partner bids the south hand, which makes it much more comfortable. But you're not that comfortable as long as your partner understands what your 2 heart would mean over 2 diamonds and not pass you in a 4-2 when you can play in a 4-3. That's why when you sit down to play, you should have an agreement with your partner that you play garbage and crawling stamen.
But shouldn't you have 8 points to do stamen? And why wouldn't you just
No,
why
this is
wouldn't you
the only exception to the rule. These are the 2 exceptions. We always promise 8 or more high card points. These are the 2 only exceptions where we don't have to have any points in our hand. One is crawling stamen, this one, and the other is garbage stamen. You don't need any points to play them.
Why wouldn't you transfer to clubs, to the minor?
I don't want to transfer to the minor. I might find a 4-4 major suit fit. Why would I transfer to the minor when I might have a 4-4 fit? That's why I like crawling stamen. Sometimes I hit it lucky. I would never transfer to a 5-card suit in the minor. When I transfer in a suit to the minor at the 3 level, I guarantee a 6-card suit. Never 5.
Okay.
Okay.
And crawling stamen is always a drop dead.
you.
You're not.
Yes.
You don't have more points.
It says choose partner. I'm crawling.
Okay, with the garbage stamen, is that the old stamen where the 2 diamond would be I don't have a 4
Right,
major.
right. And then you just pass.
And right, okay.
Okay.
I've got that then. Thank you.
Good. So in this particular hand, I can't lead a spade. I don't lead jack doubletons without the 10 because that's a very bad lead. And I can't lead aces from spaces. So my best lead on this hand is the 3 of hearts. And it's going to go 2 of hearts. 3rd hand high. And now we have to come back. And I don't want to set up the 10 of hearts. So I'm going to come back the 8 of hearts. Because if I come back the jack, the 10 will be set up as a trick. So I'm going to come back the 8. And our partner has to make the decision, is that a doubleton or 3? Well, we all know from crawling stamen that you only had 2 hearts. Otherwise, you would have left 2 hearts. So we know for sure that declarer's only got 2 hearts. Now looking at the hand, I can't play a spade. I don't want to play a heart. You're going to play the jack of clubs. You've got no choice. And when you have a doubleton, you don't win the lowest of touching. You win the highest of touching to tell partner that you have a doubleton. Playing it this way guarantees a doubleton club. And now, what else can you come back? You can only come back a diamond or a trump. Maybe a trump's better. Let's undo that. I think a trump's a much better play. Should we take it? I don't think so. I think let's just duck it for a moment. And now what are they going to play? A roughing finesse? They can't touch clubs. So they're going to play the king of diamonds. And they cannot rough all those diamonds, everybody. So the best bet on this hand is to play what's called a roughing finesse. If they don't cover with the ace, you discard. But they're going to cover. And you're going to rough it. And now you quite like this hand. We're going to rough a heart. We're not going to draw trumps. We're going to take the queen of diamonds. Pitch a club. Don't pitch cards that you can trump. If you're going to throw a card, don't pitch cards you can trump. So keep that 10 of hearts. Now you can play the 9 of diamonds and you can trump it. Now I would trump it. I had none. And now looking at this hand, the 10 of hearts is good. If they rough it, I'll over rough it. You could make this contract on another line of play, but at the moment you went 1 down. Let's look at it from the point of view of 1 no trump playing all only in 1 no trump. How many tricks are we going to make in 1 no trump? Well, the clubs behave. You could lose 3 heart tricks, and the spade is 4. 2 diamonds is 6. I mean, 2 clubs are 6 and a diamond is 7. You're going to go 1 down maybe in 1 no trump. Everything depends, but you always want to play in a 4-3 fit in this hand. Are there any questions? Any questions on this crawling stamen? Some hands you can make really easily well. If I took the king of spades and came back a spade, it would make it much easier because all your clubs are going to be good. Any questions? No?
Just a quick one, sort of related to this. Are garbage stamen and crawling stamen, are those things you have to indicate on a convention card?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, not at all. You just have to just arrange this with your partner.
Okay, thanks.
It's not alertable either.
Okay.
Just do what you have to do.
Is the purpose of garbage stamen to find a fit and not
No,
to
it's
leave?
to be able to rough tricks that you could normally never use the dummy for. When you have a dummy that's like this with no tricks whatsoever, the whole purpose is being in a suit to be able to rough losers. That is the purpose of garbage stamen and crawling stamen. Is being able to use the dummy. In no trump, you could take that dummy and throw it against a wall. You'll never make one trick out of that dummy. That's the purpose of playing those two systems.
Mhm.
You can rough.
Okay.
Okay?
I have a related question about the convention card. So I'm looking at the standard American yellow card on BBL, the official ACBL one. And it just says responses statement to one no trump. It doesn't have any more detail. So you said you don't have to.
Alert.
These are all considered variations of statement for
Right,
standard
you don't
American
have to
purpose?
alert those variations because you're the captain. The one who opens a no trump loses captaincy, and the responder is always in charge of the game. So we're never going to know what they've got.
Okay.
You don't have to write it down. You don't have to write it down at all because you're going to take over and decide what to do.
Okay, but
And
it's considered
especially-
part of standard American either way, is what
It
you're
doesn't
saying.
matter, standard American or anything else. And the thing is, I said, when you got nothing in your hand, invariably, your next person to bid after a pass, they're going to have values anyway. So you might as well pretend that you've got values. So it's always good to use garbage statement and pretend you've got values. They don't know you've got nothing.
Okay.
And that stops them from coming in.
Thanks.
Okay, this is hand number 8. The dealer is West. West is the dealer on hand number 8.
Which one is west?
One no trump.
Wait.
Pass by North. Two diamonds. Transfer to hearts. Pass by South. 2 hearts by West. Remember, you're not in charge of this game. The responder's in charge. Anytime you open a no trump, you lose all captaincy. It goes pass by North. And now, I know what's happening with the computer. Let's just get this right. And now you have a hand that's very borderline for a slam. Very, very borderline. And it's really very hard to know. You don't know whether the partner has 3 hearts with you. You don't know whether the partner has 15 points, 16 or 17. So you add 2 hands together and you're sitting here in the east hand with 15 high card points and a 5 card suit. That's 16. If partner's got 15, that's 31 points. We're not going to make a slam. But if our partner has 17 and I've got 15 and a 5 card suit, which is 16, that's 33. We will make a slam. But I'm not sure which slam. If partner's got 2 hearts, no trump would be the right contract. If partner's got 3 hearts, 6 hearts might be the right contract. So we have no idea when we transfer what our partner has. So we describe our hand to our partner with a quantitative bid of 4 no trump. This is not Blackwood. Remember, we have not agreed hearts. I don't know if my partner's got 3 hearts or 2 hearts. So that becomes a quantitative bid when no suit is agreed. I'm describing my hand to my partner. I've got exactly 15 and a 5 card suit, 16. I don't know if partner's got 15. I don't know if my partner's got 17. I don't know if my partner's got 3 hearts. I don't know if my partner's got 2 hearts. So I transfer to show my 5 hearts, and now my 4 no trump becomes quantitative. It asks a question. Now the opener has 17 and 3 hearts. So it's your duty to decide where you're going, and you must oblige partner. You've got a maximum hand, and you've got an 8-card major suit fit, and you're now up at 6 hearts. I've got 17, and I've got 3 hearts with you, partner. And that's how you accept the invitation. Are there any questions on it? It sounds very difficult, but that is how we describe this kind of hand. It's called quantitative with a 5-card major. Any questions?
Yeah, sorry, can you go over the quantity for the 4-note trump?
Right. If it went 1-note trump, 4-note trump, that's automatically quantitative. No suits agreed, no 5-card major, and it just says if you've got 15 to pass, if you've got 17 to bid 6 no. If you've got 16, you think about it. And I've given you a lot of bridge tips on 16. If ever you have to make a decision between bidding 6 no with 16, I want you to look at the quality of your hand. For every 10 attached to an honor, you will add a half a point. So if you've got 16 and nice shape, 4, 4, 3, 2, I would add a half a point for every 10 attached to an honor. I would accept the invitation. If I'm 4, 3, 3, 3 with no stuffing, no 10s, I would pass. 4-note trump. But this one is to show you how to show a 5-card heart suit and a quantitative bid, because you're not sure whether partner has 2 hearts or 3 hearts. You're not sure if partner has 15 or 17. So when you transfer at the 2 level, it shows 5. And now when you bid 4 no, it's quantitative with a 5-card heart suit.
Linda, what about the situation where East actually has a 6-card heart suit?
We use Texas transfer. I like to use, there's 2 ways of doing a slam try, and that is Texas.
Got it.
Texas
So it would be,
is a wonderful way of looking for a slam with an invitational hand. You would
so we,
transfer at the 2 level, and then you'd go to the 4 level, and that says I'm interested in slam. If you want to go to slam, you can transfer at the 4 level, 4 diamonds, and when partner goes 4 hearts, you can go 4 no, which now is Blackwood.
Blackwood. Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
So this is a way of exploring slam when there's only a 5-card suit, but lots of points.
Correct. And you've
Got it.
only got the 15. We're not sure whether partner's got 15. 15 and 16 is only 31. We're not going to make a slam.
So
Linda?
what does partner do when they only have 15 or only have 2 hearts?
They pass 4 no.
Oh,
They pass 4 no.
okay.
And it's very important that you play transfers because they can't attack the club suit. Remember, they're on lead from that side. So you could always get rid of a club on your extra spade.
So
Linda?
are you, I'm sorry.
Linda, if you've agreed on the heart suit, isn't 4 no trump still quantitative because they limited
We
their
haven't
hand?
agreed. We don't know.
No, if you agreed, let's say they did a super acceptance.
Oh,
They had
super
4
acceptance, no discussion. Then they wouldn't bid 2 hearts. They would bid 3 hearts over 2 diamonds. Super acceptance is jumping to 3 hearts with 17 and 4 hearts.
Right.
So
So
that's not
you-
a discussion.
But my question is if they bid 3 hearts and you know you've agreed on hearts now, if you responder now bids 4 no
Oh,
trump,
no, that's
still-
Blackwood. That's Blackwood for sure, because you've already agreed on hearts. Remember, we haven't agreed on hearts with this bidding.
I thought if the opener has limited their hand with a 1 no trump, that it's always quantitative after that.
It is, unless you super accept. You asked me a question. If we bid 3 hearts instead of 2 hearts, we've agreed on the heart suit. But when you bid 2 hearts, we have not agreed on the heart suit. So 4 no is always quantitative because there's been no agreement. We haven't agreed on hearts. 4 no has not agreed on hearts.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I thought the principle was that anytime you open one no, the opener has limited their hand, and then it's always quantitative unless after Texas transfer.
It's
But you-
definitely quantitative and up to partner now once the responder shows 5 hearts. Gail's raising her hand. Gail, what's the question?
I'm Gail. I'm
Oh, you,
Lauren.
Gail. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't see the people asking questions. I just see the golden hands.
I have a question about responders for no trump. So
Okay.
let's say they don't have 5 hearts, but they have 15 points.
Oh, they're
What
the bidding, but you see, I don't go quantitative with a flat 15 because 17 and 15 is only 32 and you need 33 for a slam. But if I've got 15, like you just said, and I've got stuffing, you see those 10s?
Mhm.
I would add a 0.5 point for all those 10s. I would bid 6 no trump if I didn't have a 5-card heart suit. Those
Okay,
10s are very important.
so my second question is, oops, sorry, how does opener know to go to? So they know that the for no trump response has 5 of
Well,
something.
openers looking at the maximum point count, 17 and 3 hearts.
So they don't go to 6 no trump though.
No, we've asked you to choose. You must find that 8-card major suit fit, definitely.
So you wouldn't respond with for no trump unless you had those 5 hearts. You've already told your opener that you're strong, that you've got the 5 hearts.
Correct.
When you did
You've
the
already told
Jacoby.
partner
Yeah.
you've got 5 hearts.
Right, so they already know that. They add theirs
Exactly.
together.
Exactly. And I'll tell you right now that if you had to play this hand in no trump, you got a big problem. Because 6 hearts is easy to make, but 6 no is not easy to make. You got to look for the 12th trick. How do you know where the 12th trick's going to come from? You've got 5 hearts and 4 spades or 9, and 2 diamonds or 11. Do you know where the queen of diamonds is, or do you know where the ace of clubs is? Whereas in hearts, you don't have to look for it, because you can throw away a club on the 4th spade. So, and you can ruff a diamond with a trump. Ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, and ruff a diamond with the 9 or the king of hearts. So therefore, you are far better off in a suit contract than in no trump. No trump is out of the question. It's not clear-cut what finesse to take. You've got to do 2 choices. You don't know which one. Is it the club or is it the diamond? But you don't need it in hearts. This is how the play would go. Well, if they leave the ace of clubs, it's easy. But if they didn't leave the ace of clubs and they led the 9 of spades, it's very easy. So this is how it could go. You win the high card from the short side first. And now we have to make a decision of which is the master hand. And the master hand is the one with the long trumps, everybody. I need you to remember that is very important. That means the dummy. Dummy becomes the master hand, not the hand that's playing the hand, because the long hot suit is in the dummy. You're looking at, in the dummy, a diamond loser. But looking at your own hand, you can trump a diamond. You're looking at 2 club losers. But we know we can take care of a club loser with the 4th spade. So let's go to work before we draw all the children off the streets, and let's trump our diamond. So we win the king of spades, and we play a little diamond to the ace. I don't think there's a singleton diamond anywhere. And we play back the jack. No finesses. The king is a trick. And now I'm not sure if the diamonds are going to break, but I'm going to trump it with a high heart to take care of that little loser. And I'll trump it with the 9 or the king. No one can over trump me. Now I'm very happy. Now I can draw the children off the streets. High card from the short side first. King of hearts. Three of hearts. There's still one more child running around. Queen of Hearts. Throw a club away. And now we need to get rid of one of our clubs. We haven't lost a trick yet, and I don't know how the clubs are. So we're going to play the high card from the short side first. And on the Jack of Spades, we will throw our club away. And now we'll use one club trick and we make 6, everybody. You will not make 6 no trump. You've got a lot of guessing to do. So an 8-card major suit fit to me is more important. Are there any questions on this hand? Remember, it's a dummy.
well,
Dummy
just-
becomes the good hand, the one with the long trumps.
Was it a little bit risky playing those diamonds before you drew trump?
Say that again, sir.
Was it a little bit risky?
No,
playing your
because
diamond?
I'll tell you why. I doubt there's one singleton diamond anywhere. I've got no singleton in my hand. I don't think there's a singleton anywhere. So I'll always expect 2 diamonds, and I know I can trump my 3rd diamond with the king or the 9 of hearts. So it's not risky at all.
Linda,
if you
why
want
is
to-
the claim 13 tricks?
Oh, no, because I never gave them that extra trick. I just claimed. It's actually 12. I just
Yeah,
claimed.
okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
They are getting the club. Trust me.
Yeah.
So can you show us what would happen if you didn't, if you played hearts first before you cashed your diamond?
If you play the hearts first, you are in a problem.
Make
Now
it
you've
for
got to
me.
look
You
for
go
the
down
diamond.
2.
You've got a diamond loser, and you've got to decide which one are you going to play, or a club loser. You've got to know which one you're throwing away. You don't know which finesse to take. Is it the club or is it the diamond? You don't know. So you don't want to draw the trumps. You always rough with the short trumps in your hand. It becomes a dummy reversal. You're reversing the dummy. Dummy becomes the good hand.
Okay,
There are
so
lots
you're
of
saying
hands
that
I'm going to show you when we play. I've got lots to show you each time we have the opportunity. I want to show you how to set up one hand.
okay, so I think you're saying you've got 2 potential losers.
I've
And
got
by
2
wrapping your
potential
short
losers,
diamonds,
but I
you
know I can
manufacture
eliminate
a
one.
heart. Yeah. Okay.
And you always eliminate the one where you've got the loser, and I can trump the other, so I have no problem. You never throw away a card that you can trump in the dummy or in your hand. That's another big mistake that players make. They discard from the wrong one. Never discard a card you can trump. Write it down, everybody. Never discard a card you can trump. Oh, wait, it's not number 10. It's number, yes, it's number 10.
Number 10.
Yes, it is. It's number 10. Okay. So East has to open 1 no trump. Pass by South. And now you have a long diamond suit and a singleton. Anytime you have a hand that has less than 8 high card points and a long minor, it must be a 6-card suit and a singleton. I want you please to transfer into that suit. Now, there are 2 ways of doing it. Some teachers teach one way, other teachers teach the other way. But I play that 2 spades is a transfer to clubs. Partner has to bid 3 clubs. And now when I bid 3 diamonds, it's to play. Partner's not invited to the party. That is a shut out bid. There is another school of thought where teachers teach the following. 1 no trump, pass, and they bid 3 clubs as a transfer to diamonds, so the strong hand plays the hand. But I don't teach that. That's up to the other teachers. Some teach it, some don't. So that's entirely up to you. I use 3 clubs as form of stamen, puppet stamen.
So Linda, in your way of doing it, you have a 50-50 chance of the strong hand being declared, right?
I can't help it. Though the strong hand's in the dummy. The
Oh, that's
strong
true.
hand's always
Yeah.
in the dummy this
The
way.
point, yeah, right.
The strong hand's always in the dummy this way, but I always play it this way because I use my 3 clubs for another system.
Got it. No, my point was, is if West had clubs, then the transfer
It's
to
fine.
East, then it works,
It
and the
works.
strong hand is
Right.
hidden,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So looking at this hand, it's entirely up to you. It's a partnership agreement that you play either 3 clubs as a transfer to diamonds, or you do it the way I've shown you here. This is entirely up to you.
Is there anything how do you bid if South bids a heart, bids 2 hearts?
No, why would South ever, over a no trump vulnerable, come in on a 5-card suit without 2 of the top honors?
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do with it?
You pass.
Oh,
I will
okay.
never bid a 5-card suit over 1 no trump without at least 2 and a 6-card suit, or I've got a 2-suited hand. I'm never bidding.
Okay.
I never overcall on those kind of hands. You can really get into trouble.
Is there anything wrong with passing the 1 no trump?
I will never leave 1 no trump with a singleton and a 6-card minor, ever.
No?
Never. Never, ever. I want to play in diamonds.
Okay.
And the lead would be the jack of clubs. And now, unfortunately, we're looking at 9 diamonds between us. If they break, 8 ever, 9 never. We may have no diamond losers. We definitely have 1 heart loser. And we have 2 club losers. So let's hope we've got maybe 1 spade with a double finesse in spades. I like a double finesse. A double finesse is looking for the king, looking for the queen, 1 in each hand. 75%. A double finesse will work as opposed to 1 straight finesse, which is 50%. So I think I'm forced to put up the queen of clubs. I've got no choice. And they're going to win the king. And they're going to come back a club. Oh, well, what can I do? It's unfortunate. And we're winning the ace. Now we're going to play the high card from the short side first, the king of diamonds, and hope the diamonds break 2 and 2. We've got 9. And we got rewarded. Okay, so they broke 2 and 2. So now I've got 2 club losers and a heart and a spade. So let's try and do what's called a double finesse. I'm going to go for the spade. Little spade, jack. And they win the queen. They're going to come back a club. And now what are they going to play next? You can't play a club. What you don't see in dummy, you don't play. It gives a rough and a discard. So you're either going to play back a spade or you're going to play the ace of hearts. If you play the ace of hearts, it's very easy. I expect the hearts to be split. And now they'll help you. They'll come back a heart, and now they've set up your heart, so you don't need the double finesse in the spade. If they came back a spade, you would have to take another finesse. So now everything's hunky-dory, and you make 3 diamonds. Okay?
Linda,
Everything depends on North, yes.
my partner went 3 no trump over
No kidding.
freedom. We made it.
Yeah, you know why you made it? Because
No.
the diamonds came home and you never got a heart lead.
Right.
You get a heart lead, how do you make it?
Can't.
You will. Only because the diamonds come home. You've got 6 diamonds, a heart is 7, a spade is 8, and a club is 9. You're making it even on a heart lead. That was lucky. Very
It was.
lucky. Very lucky. If they didn't come down, you would be in trouble. Any questions, David?
Yeah, a quick one, and sorry to go back to this, but on the convention card, if you play 2 spades transferring to 3 clubs, that has to be filled in on the card, I think, right?
I do. I put that in. It's on my card.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a question on the bidding. So what if South interferes with a heart bid? Is our systems on or off for West?
It's a partnership agreement of how you're going to play the hand.
Okay.
You've got to have a partnership agreement. Some people play what's called Lebenssoll. It's a special convention over interference bidding. And any new suit after an interference is forcing. So if you bid 3 diamonds, it's forcing to game. If they come in with 2 hearts, 3 diamonds is forcing. And you don't want to force on that hand.
Mm-hmm.
You happen to luck out and find partner with 4 hearts. Lucky, lucky. I would never bid on that hand, never. Look at all the losers. It's so dangerous. That no time sitting over you. I wouldn't dream of it. Any other question?
Yeah, can you say the 50-75?
Okay, a straight finesse of a queen, ace, queen, and 1 is 50%. Ace, jack, 10, a double finesse for split honors, king in one side, queen on the other, queen on one side, king on the other, is 75%. If I'm given a choice between a double finesse and a straight finesse, I'll always go for the double finesse. It works very well. In other words, if I had a doubleton spade and I needed to get rid of a club, I would always do the doubleton spade first. It's a 75% chance of me getting an extra trick. Okay? Is that okay?
Yeah, in which direction though? So it's like you're leading a jack,
lead towards the jack
to the ace.
And then you get back to your hand and then you lead towards the 10. You play towards your honors.
Okay, so you're going in both directions.
5 to the jack, and then you get back to your hand, and then the 6 to the 10.
Okay.
That's how you do a double finesse. And that takes me to next week's lesson. Next week's lesson, which I've prepared for Tuesday and Thursday, are all about finesses. A wonderful lesson on finesses. So don't forget to come next week, Tuesday and Thursday. It's got a lot to do with finesses. Okay?
All right, thanks. I got to run. I can't sit for the 4th hand, but thank you.
All right, now this is the last hand. And then I can answer all the questions. I have never taught anybody what I'd like to teach you on this hand, but let's just do what most people play for the moment. And if the opportunity arises, I would like to teach all of you something new. And it's not new in my field, but I think it's very wonderful because a lot of people don't play it. When you've got 5-5 in the majors, how do you know to show partner that you have 5-5 in the majors? Well, remember high 5. Does anyone remember high 5? Higher one first. We're going to bid 2 hearts, which is a transfer to spades. Partner has to bid 2 spades. Pass. And then you can either bid 4 hearts, which shows 5-5, and say, I'm not interested in slam. If you go straight to 4 hearts on this auction, it says, I'm 5-5, choose. If you bid 3 hearts, at the moment, we don't know whether it's 5-5 or 5-4. You'll bid 3 hearts. Once partner bids 3 spades, you don't have to mention the 5-card heart suit anymore. Partner's going to tell you and choose. I like spades, partner. I've got 3 spades with you, pass, and now you'll go 4 spades. And that's how you find the 5-3 fit. But if partner didn't have that, you would bid 3 no trump, and then partner would have to bid 4 hearts. So on this kind of a hand, I'd always go back straight away to, once I'm not interested in a slam, and I'm definitely 10 cards in the majors, I would go straight to 4 hearts to show 5-5 and let my partner choose.
Question.
Yes.
So when you're 5-5 in the majors responding to 1 no trump, you should always transfer to the
Higher.
higher major first.
Always.
And then come back to the lower major, so you're not reversing.
Always. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now what are they going to lead on this hand? Well, they've got a difficult lead to make. I don't like leading away from a king against a no trump hand. And I don't know that they're 5-5 either. I have 2 choices, of course. I either lead the 4 of hearts or I lead a trump. I don't want to lead a heart, they bid it. I don't want to lead the ace of clubs because I don't lead aces from spaces. So maybe a trump would be the best lead. I would lead a trump. And now, which is the master hand, everybody? Which
North.
is the master hand?
North.
North. Okay. So we're going to learn about setting up cards and discards, and it really looks quite exciting. In the heart suit, I've got all the hearts, the king, the 10, the queen, and the jack. I think I've got all the spades. So I'm looking at a club loser and a diamond loser and a heart loser. So let's try and give ourselves a double chance to set up that dummy. I'm going to show you how to do a double chance, okay? You win the 10. And you're going to play the ace, high card from the short side first. And then we're going to draw the last child off the streets. Okay, I've got 2 choices here. Either I can play the heart or I can play the club. I want to talk about playing a singleton off the dummy. It's a discovery play. A singleton off the dummy helps me to find out cards that I never knew who had what. So if I play a singleton club and the ace does not come up, I could use, maybe if the ace is on my left and the queen is on my right, I could use my king of clubs to throw a diamond away, and I don't need a diamond finesse. I would play my club first. Now, once the ace does not come up, it's called the line of restricted choice. They have not got it, everybody. Because if they had a club, the ace of clubs, they would have taken it now. There's only one. They can see the dummy. And there's only one club in the dummy. So you play the jack. It's called the line of restricted choice. Now I know where the queen is. What are they going to come back? If they come back a club, they're giving me 2 tricks. They must probably going to play a heart. Okay? And now they're going to play most probably the 6 of hearts. They've got no interest in the hand. And they're going to take the ace. And they're going to come back a diamond, the weak suit on the table. We need to get that weak suit going. So you're coming back a diamond. And now you don't need the finesse because we made a discovery play. When there's a singleton in dummy, we made a discovery that the ace is not on your right. If the ace queen's on my left, I've got a roughing finesse. It doesn't matter. So you take your ace of diamonds. We're setting up the dummy. Now we don't need the club diamond finesse. And we take our little king of clubs and we throw that diamond away because we're setting up the dummy. That's very exciting. Now we've got to get out the king of hearts to unblock. And we're going to now rough out our club. And now all the dummy is high, everybody. And we made 11 tricks. Is that not fun? About that discovery play? The rest is mine. I've got everything, all the hearts and the spades. Okay? Any questions on here? Any questions? I need you to look at that singleton club when I'm holding the king, the jack. I like to find out where the ace and the queen is. If the ace queen's on my left, it doesn't matter. Then they can't attack my diamond suit. So I will then start on the hearts. Any questions? None. Okay.
Nothing.
I'm ready for you. Any other questions while you're all here, everybody?
Board 9.
Board 9, I'll just discuss it with you. I did it before you came on. It's not a problem. I discussed the bidding. I think it's very important that we've got to learn when to stop bidding. When we don't fit, we quit. On board 9, you should open 2 hearts. You should never open 1. The queen doubleton spade is worth 0. The queen of diamonds is worth 0. And you don't have 2.5 defensive tricks to open this hand. That is a perfect week 2 opening. East cannot bid at the 3 level vulnerable on a 5-card suit. You guarantee a 6-card suit. So East is forced to pass. And South is forced to pass because when you don't fit, you quit. Okay? When you don't fit, you quit. And that's where the bidding's going to lie.
Linda, let's say that someone opened that 1 heart.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
All right, so let's say they opened 1 heart.
Okay. What does
Okay,
East
East passes.
If they
and it
open
goes 1
heart,
spade.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
East passes. I don't overcall it the 2 level without a 6-card suit. I use suit quality. I need 3 honors in a 5-card suit or 2 honors in a 6-card suit.
Well, that's what I have a problem with, because I'm wondering, with the ace king and 13 points and a doubleton, why wouldn't East take a chance at the 2 level with two diamonds? It's a bidder's game, as you said.
3 level.
You want to bid 2 diamonds?
No. But Bob, please. The question is, 1 heart was the opening bid. So
okay.
not what it is now.
Double doesn't come into the equation. You've got all your points in hearts and you don't have tolerance for 3 suits. You're not allowed to make a takeout double. When you make a takeout double, you've got a shortage in hearts with all your points outside the suit and tolerance for 3 suits.
Why not 2 diamonds?
If that's your style, it's fine with me. I don't do that. I don't mind. I don't do that. I don't overcall 5-card suits vulnerable with a 5-card suit.
Okay.
Especially having all the points of the heart suit. So it will go one heart, pass, 1 spade, pass, 2 hearts, pass. I haven't done it here, but I'm just telling you the bidding. 1 heart pass, 1 spade pass, 2 hearts. And that's it, we're done. Now, let's talk about balancing. Are you ready? Let's talk about balancing. It'll go 1 heart pass, 1 spade. It's going to go pass and it's going to go 2 hearts. And it's going to go pass and it's going to go pass. When you don't fit, you quit. And now you're in the balancing seat, West. I'm not keen to come in, but if you want to come in, you now come in with 2-no trump and say, hey, partner, I want your best minor. And then you can bid 3 diamonds. It'll go pass, and now you bid 3 diamonds. That's called balancing. Okay?
Why is it called balancing?
Because you're not letting them play in two hearts. You're the last one to bid.
And you're just taking an educated guess that your
That's
partner.
a gamble because they haven't fitted yet. I only like to balance when they find a fit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? So that's the bottom line. Any other hands before we go? I'm happy to help you with any other hands.
Thank you, Linda.
Okay, all right. I'm going to stop sharing. I thank you all very much. I hope you all had a wonderful time. And next week, finesses, and just have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.